Today, I'm going to be talking about why I'm doing this, how much does it cost, kind of what you're paying for, and then kind of what to expect. A more like holistic approach rather than, hey, just put everybody on antidepressants and GLP-1s and Ozempic and all these synthetic things that, well, then when testing comes out or there's this side effect or that side effect or may cause death. All right, guys, welcome. Today's video, I am going to be talking about the Health Institute and specifically their Cellular Health Regenerator program. Now, if you search that on YouTube or Google and that is why you're here, then I'm super stoked because that is the purpose of today's video. And if you've been on my channel before, I am doing a dental regimen from a holistic dental Dr. Ellie Phillips. And the Health Institute was created by Dr. Josh Axe and some of his colleagues. And so you've probably, if you've come across some of his videos on YouTube, then you may have heard of it. Today, I'm going to be talking about why I'm doing this, how much does it cost, kind of what you're paying for, and then kind of what to expect. And so first off, I will say that real quickly, it's 4 phases, 4 months. Each month is a phase. So 4 months, 4 phases. The first month for every single person is exactly the same. What you're paying for is they send you all the supplements that you need. They give you recipes and stuff like that. Let me back up. Okay. So why I'm doing this is I've been going to the VA, guys, for years for my annual checkups, right? Anybody on my channel knows that last year my wife and I had to get a ton of dental work done. Had to dip into a bunch of credit, interest-free credit, right? And I'm still getting crowns and whatnot. And I think the healthcare system is kind of in this same place, guys, where you see a doctor for 7 minutes, you're diagnosed with something, they prescribe you some pill, and sometimes you have to take it forever. Sometimes it's not even addressing a root issue, right? And so the Health Institute, Dr. Josh Axe, if you watch his podcast or their videos, they talk a lot about cellular health regeneration, kind of, right? They're Christian, so they believe, right, that God created our bodies. Our bodies have the ability to heal themselves, to fight sicknesses, things like that, right? And so the food that I've been eating, obviously, for my dental health is horrible for the past, 26 years since I was young. But then for the rest of the body as well, right, guys? It's like if you have a sports car, if you have a high tuned sports car and the dealership tells you to put, high octane fuel in there and you give it crap, right? Yeah, it might run for a long time, but it may not run optimally. And so the same kind of with our bodies, guys, as we age. And I want to say as well, and we'll get into their website, guys, and things and things like that. Just stick with me here. I don't really have a script or anything, right? I have some specific points that I do want to get across. So if you're wondering about costs, things like that, we'll get into it. But I think there's so much in our society, in our lives that we just think is normal now, right? So like I said, when I've been going to the VA and I've been getting blood work every year, and they give you, your ranges. They give you what you're tested for in your ranges, right? And for me, they've always been in the normal range, right? And no matter how I'm feeling, or I've gone in for specific things, right? And my wife has been going with me too, because especially for men, we kind of tend to just everything's okay, I'm fine, we don't ask any questions, right? You're in and out in 10 minutes. But women are more apt to kind of ask questions. They recognize things in their body, right? So my wife, we're really trying, we're coming into our 40s, right? So we're really trying to be proactive with our health, and diet has a lot to go with that. So we're, that's part of this program. And we've been trying to, really clean up our diet in America. It's not always the easiest, but, and this program is only They're only offering the Cellular Health Regenerator program specifically for United States residents. So I apologize if you're in Canada or anywhere else, really. But all his YouTube channel, guys, podcasts, everything up. I'll show you on the website too. There's a ton of stuff you can get for free, a ton of information. So it's not, it's not like he's some kind of secret, right? They only sell things, and the course is expensive, but I do think it's worth it. We'll get into that. But they got a ton of free stuff, guys, right? And I think the country as a whole, right? Homesteading, growing your own food, kind of like the way the Amish live, right? And kind of getting back away from all this processed food, sugary, refined sugars. A lot of people in the country, guys, are moving in this direction. But so I kept going to the VA, right? And again, so I was asking them about things that have been going on with me, right? And they'll tell me it's benign. This bump is benign. This mark or mole or whatever is benign. I had a film layering kind of on my tongue, and my wife thought it was candida. And the doctor at the VA said it's nothing, it's fine, right? So everything. And this isn't to trash on the VA, guys. I love the VA. They all the people have been great. But I don't know, again, I think just the whole like Western medical system is, again, you going in and sitting down with somebody, no matter how educated they are, if they don't know anything about you, your history, your familial health history, for them to give you a diagnosis and then prescribe you some pill, in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes, I don't know if that is where we all want to be at. If that's you, if you're fine with that, that's cool. But a lot of diseases and sicknesses and things that we're dealing with now in our country, I think has a direct root cause of the food that we're eating, the stresses that we have in our day-to-day lives, and a more like holistic approach rather than, hey, just put everybody on antidepressants and GLP-1s and Ozempic and all these synthetic things that, well, then when testing comes out or there's this side effect or that side effect or may cause death, So that was a big reason. So on their website, guys, let me jump into their website, because then, so again, I was going to the VA, right? And I get my blood tested every year. And what they do have, this is the Health Institute website. This is their main page. Now, what they do have, and so they have, you can check it out, guys. I won't go through everything, but they have free trainings, podcasts, Dr. Josh Axe's YouTube. They got a ton of stuff, and he's been doing it for a long time, right? Over a decade, 2 decades. And he originally, guys, side note, his story is kind of he trained through our medical doctor schools, right? The typical training with degrees and everything, the whole system, the whole shebang, right? He's a doctor. And yet he, when he got a infection in his spine, the doctor said that he wouldn't walk again. And he went on this journey for himself, again, diet, kind of from a cellular level, how his body heal. And it did. And then also his mother had cancer. His mother got breast cancer, and she went through the Western, right, chemo, radiation, and the cancer went away. And then when it came back with a vengeance, he was kind of like, maybe there's a different way we can do this, right? They got real in depth on her diet, prayer, and her cancer was completely healed. This took time. It's not an overnight thing, right? But this, the background and everything that they do here at the Health Institute, Dr. Josh Axe and his team has, proven results. And it's not like a magical cure, right? It's, is it going to cure every cancer, right? When you do the program that I'm doing, you have to sign a page that says this is not medical advice, right? So I understand. And so, take it with a grain of salt. But again, all this stuff they have for free on YouTube and whatnot. So when you do come onto their website, when you book a consultation, or like basically the only thing that they kind of show on here that you pay for is 2 different types of tests. And I'll show you those, but these are some things that they they address, right? All these chronic symptoms. Conventional medicine focuses on quick fixes that mask your discomfort. And they try to get down to the root level at a cellular level. Okay. And from a blood analysis, they can see what you're dealing with. So all these different things, right? So I'm on week 3 of phase 1, and my tongue is starting to clear up, the film, like I said. So typically, if you click on any of these get started or what have you, and they got videos, right? Online training, videos, podcasts, blogs, book a consultation. Basically, when you click on these are the 2 tests that they'll give you down here on the bottom, right? This is what it's going to ask you. So they have a cellular health analysis. That is a questionnaire. So they diagnose you with a questionnaire. It's like 300 plus questions, right? So once you answer all those, from those answers, they're able to see roughly what your levels would be at. I'm not a doctor, guys, and I'm not a scientist or anything, so I don't know how well that is. But then they have the blood work analysis, and these just cost, this one's a little bit cheaper. So $37 for the questionnaire one, right? But you're getting the results and what you'll expect. So you'll get the assessment, right? That's a questionnaire, health history, and then you'll get a 60-minute consultation. That's when an actual doctor practitioner with a degree, right? That's trained in these things will go over your results. Okay, that's what you're getting with the health analysis questionnaire. The blood work, I think the price kind of will fluctuate a little bit. Sorry. I paid $127. So it looks like right now you go on their website, you can get it for $127. This is where they send you a kit in the mail. You'll prick your finger, drop some blood on there, send it back to them, and then they'll give then the same thing. You'll get an hour consultation with somebody and they'll go over your levels. They'll explain what they mean. And I'll probably do a future video, guys, going over my test scores, and maybe I'll do a comparison of the VA and the Health Institute. What my levels were, because like I said, my blood work for the past 3 years at the VA has been all in the normal range. And this isn't a shot at the VA, right? This is just, people trying to take their health, on a better track, kind of. I don't want to get all these pills and antidepressants and whatnot, right? This goes over their team. But so the CHR, the Cellular Health Regenerator, you won't see that on their website. Okay, they don't. When we talk about the cost, it may seem expensive, okay? But let me go over exactly, from my knowledge, what I get with what I paid for, right? It's about the price of a nice used car, guys. So it's a decent amount of money, okay? They have some discounts they have veteran discounts, referral discounts. So my practitioner said probably not to share the exact number, but let's just say it's expensive, guys, okay? So if you came here for the price, I'll just tell you that it's expensive. So on their disclaimer, it says that they have had 350 students from 2020 to 2025. I think in their frequently asked questions, I think they do have something about their program. So people outside of the U.S. can't participate. Insurance won't pay for it, guys. If you have like HSA or FSA, many people use that, but insurances won't. I'm on a payment plan. So again, it's the price of a good used car. Okay, we'll just say that. But so let's talk about who's the program for. Adults 18 plus. What credentials do your practitioners have? So you can go on their website and check all this stuff out, guys. But so let me talk about specifically what you get with so those prices I showed you are just for the tests, and then for the hour consultation, just to go over your results, right? So if you're a person that I can get my results and then I can go online and I can go on Dr. Josh Axe's YouTube and I can just research and study and figure out what I'm going to do, cool. $130, you get your blood work done. The practitioner will go over all your results, what they mean, and what you can do to fix it, right? That's when they'll see if you want to do their cellular health regenerator program. Okay. So again, like what I said in the beginning, 4 months, 4 phases. They send you all the supplements. Every month you get new supplements, protein powders, supplements, right? The first month is all the same for every single one of their students. The second, third, and fourth month are like targeted goal areas. So depending on the person, right? Depending on what you're trying to fix, or what your symptoms and diagnoses are and things like that. That whole list of the whole list on their website of stuff. So for me, guys, some of my test results, guys, I got low testosterone. My gut isn't doing everything that it should to process. So as most of you guys know on my channel, I'm an overnight truck driver. So my circadian rhythm is kind of all messed up. The film on my tongue that my doctor at the VA said. Another thing, guys, when I was at my last VA visit, my wife came with me and we were kind of asking our doctor questions, right? And if you may be in the same boat, right? You go to your doctor visit and you have a list of questions, right? And my doctor wasn't annoyed, but I think sometimes, again, in our system, that if you want to start asking questions and getting information from your doctor, hey, they got the next patient to see, right? And I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And for us, what my doctor at the VA said literally was, when I told him, my wife and I are trying to take a hold onto our health and be more proactive. He said, "You're fine. Your blood levels are in the normal ranges. And do you see the people coming into this building?" Right. I went to the VA in Minneapolis. He said they're all obese. You're a young, fit, healthy guy. And it's like, come on, dude. If you're dealing with digestion issues, fatigue, right? A lot of times, what's on the outside, is not going to explain everything. You know what I mean? I didn't like that answer. And so, anyways, the second, third, and fourth phases will be between you and your practitioner, your targeted health kind of goals. And for me, again, my practitioner and I just started week 3 of phase 1. So we've kind of discussed a little bit. Mine is going to be the gut health, my cells being able to absorb the energy and the nutrients that it needs to give me energy, to keep energy right, blood sugar a little bit more level, not spikes, and then the candida on my tongue. So all these different things, right? You also get a specific practitioner assigned to you that you have 24 access to via text and email. That is so in those 4 months, I have 8 one-on-one Zoom calls with my practitioner, roughly 40 to 60 minutes each call. So when you're talking about what you're paying for, this is, again, I don't pay anything. They send all the supplements and everything. They give you kind of recipes too. A lot of this is a big part of it strictly is diet. So there's things that they want you to completely avoid, right? And so they give you recipes, they have weekly breakdowns of recipes, ingredients to buy. You can follow that however loose or specific that you want. You don't have to, but they give you, diet plan, food plan, all that stuff, all the supplements and everything. You get your practitioner assigned to you. Again, 8 one-on-one Zoom calls, and then like 24/7, you can text or email them with questions or whatever. And I've done that already. And then they have a private Facebook group that you join and ask any question in there too. You can see different conversations, other people's questions. That's specifically for people that are in the program. And so let's see, that is pretty much everything, guys. But I tried to look this up on YouTube, right? Like outside reviews, things like that. Excuse me. That's the whole point that I want to make this video. If you were curious, if you're trying to look this up, like I said, they don't really promote or advertise it on their website. And my wife has seen a lot more of Dr. Josh Axe's videos and podcasts that I have, so I don't know if he's talked about them directly on his podcast, but he does work. If you've seen some of these names on YouTube or the internet, so Dr. Will Cole, this is kind of his team directly for the Health Institute. And then they have their practitioner list is much more expansive than this, as far as like the people that are like my practice. It's not just these 4 people that are the practitioners. My practitioner isn't one of these people. If you guys have any questions for me, or I'll probably share my journey with you all here on YouTube as I go. But I know my Dr. Ellie Phillips, my dental regimen that I'm doing, it got quite a bit of traction. Quite a lot of people are interested in, and again, this is, for us out there, regular Joes, people that want to be a little bit more proactive. And we're seeing kind of everything that's in our food, the plastics, you name it, lifestyle changes that's happening in the world today. I don't think it's just America, right? Fast food and processed food. And I grew up on sugar, guys. Like, if you've been here for my dental regimen videos, you'll know, other than my front teeth, man, I got fillings in all my teeth, right? And so you can imagine what my stomach, again, looks can kind of be deceiving. I do kind of look like I'm in shape, but looks can be deceiving. Again, I've had digestion issues for a long time. I had to get hemorrhoid surgery in the VA, a few years back. I don't want to get too, detailed or graphic, but when you talk about bowel movements and things like that, I'll leave that for my practitioner. But there's a lot of things, and I will say, I'm not going to share people's private posts, but that is a private Facebook group. But I will say that there's people of all age ranges in there, male, female, and they're seeing a lot of results with a ton of different things. Like I said, this isn't just a complete expansive list. All these things, right? Low energy, weight gain, menopause, metabolism, brain fog, low energy, inflammation. Like I said, Dr. Josh Axe's mom, she was fully healed from cancer. She's like 70 something, running around with her grandkids. And so again, kind of talking about what we perceive as normal, right? People in their 40s feeling tired and fatigued constantly, and depression, and I don't think that our grandparents, our great grandparents experienced that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of things that we claim as normal in our society probably aren't. And so that's kind of where another part of the why I'm doing this. So again, all right, we're getting close to 30 minutes here, guys. I didn't want to make this too long, but I did want to kind of make an overview, an intro of what this is, the Cellular Health Regenerator, their program from the Health Institute, right? With Dr. Josh Axe and his team. And so let me know in the comments, guys, if you have questions. Do you want me to continue this series, kind of like my dental one? I'll share my progress. I'm thinking about comparing the VA test results with my blood results from the Health Institute. I'm not a doctor or anything, and my practitioner has kind of walked me through what these different levels mean, but I don't know a ton of the ins and outs, right? But I could share those with you guys. So let me know, guys, in the comments. And as always, guys, God bless. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do I put in the AI robot now? Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Check out the video. Check out the video. Check out the video.